Most of the elements in the modern world are based on science, discoveries, and inventions. Science is about making the details of creations, that is, from microbes to the expandable universe known today, which was unknown yesterday. The fundamentals of nature never changes behind, which is the science that explains the unchanging principles to the human race, where scientists are the ones who unveil the science behind everything. Every nation has given many scientists to the world, wherein the scientist's brain would be so curious on searching the answers for the questions like why, what for, and how. Such a question was arised in an Indian curious brain where he was on his way to India from UK after a lecture. When the ship was sailing on the Mediterranean Sea, he suddenly got strident question why the sea seems to be in the color of blue, and then the discovery of Raman effect happened. Sir Chandrasekhara Venkat Raman was born on 7th November 1888 in Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, India. He was born to Tamil parents Chandrasekhara Ramanathan Iyer and Parvati Ammal, where he was the second of 8 siblings. At the age of 4, his father, who was so fascinated in mathematics and physics, moved to Visakhapatnam College as physics and maths professor. And so, Sir C.V. Raman always tended to be so curious, where he used to read more books and even did demo experiments all by himself. At the age of 11, Sir C.V. Raman had completed his high school at St. Aloysius Anglo-Indian High School, Visakhapatnam. He was then educated with scholarship at Presidency College, Madras, after he got past his FA examination in 1902. Since his father was a lecturer, he would spend most of his time at libraries. Even at his younger age, he had a wide range of knowledge compared to his peers. He used to focus more on experimental trials, and with one such experiment, he found the diffraction pattern in the prism with the spectrometer, which was then published in the Philosophical Magazine of London. At that time, it was a matter of surprise that he was just 16 years old. While reading research papers, he used to concentrate more on that of Lord Rayleigh's. Meanwhile, his BA education got completed, where he stood first and won the gold medal in physics. His professors persuaded him to go to United Kingdom for higher studies. But since his physical conditions were not suitable to tolerate such temperatures, he refused the idea. And in 1907, he gained his Master of Science with the highest distinction one could achieve from the University of Madras. Simultaneously, Raman continuously wrote service exams, where he cleared and got placed as an Assistant Accountant General in Finance Department of Indian Government. He then moved to Calcutta, after which he got married to Logasundari Ammal in 1907. As he was engrossed on physics, he was the member of Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science. Though he got a huge paycheck in Finance Department, his love for physics made him to join as the physics professor at Rajbazar College of Science, Technology and Agriculture in 1970. Years passed by and he got a chance to attend meeting at Congress University of British, where he got to meet more scientists like J.J. Thomson, E. Rutherford, etc. Even Raman got a chance in 1921 to give a lecture on the topic Optics and Acoustics in the Physical Society of London, to which many of the scientists up there got impressed with him. When he was returning after the same lecture over the Mediterranean Sea, suddenly after a glance at the sea, he wondered why the sea appeared to be in blue color. Regarding the same, Raman and his students carried out the research. Raman wrote a letter to the nature and got an article published with the title The Color of the Sea in 1921. He was so enthusiastic to write this letter as the letter bears the address of the harbour where the ship was locked and not of his home. This event got Raman interested in scattering of light and what led to the Nobel Prize. Raman wondered whether the Compton effect was possible with the visible light as well. He and his student K.S. Krishnan did an experiment where the sunlight is passed through a violet filter which allowed only the violet light to pass through, and they passed this violet light through a liquid sample and the scattered light was passed through a green light filter, and the same was observed through a spectrograph. Normally, we would expect only the violet light went into the sample. Only the violet light would come out, but the green light also came out of the sample. This color change due to the inelastic scattering of photons by matter, which caused a change in the wavelength during the same scattering, is what called as the Raman effect. Raman scattering happens more rarely, especially in gases. It happens most prominently in liquids and solids. Raman was awarded the Nobel Prize for this phenomenon in 1930. He made the discovery on 28th February 1928, and that day is observed in India as National Science Day since 1978. Raman scattering is used in spectroscopy techniques because Raman scattering will always be unique for a sample, and this technique was commonly called as Raman spectroscopy. Applications like Raman scanner, Raman microscopes, which is useful in both biology and medicine too. Sir C.V. Raman was recalling his Nobel Prize ceremony. He said that among all other Western people, he was the only Indian, and he felt so humble to represent his people and to represent his country. But considering the minds of India, the true potential minds of India, rather than focusing on the development of science and research, we focus on what science can give us. Later in 1933, he became the director of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He then established his institute called as Raman Research Institute at Bangalore in 1948. Raman personally wished not to get funds from the government so that the independence would be spoiled. He spent his last times in Raman Research Institute and passed away on natural cause on 21st November 1970. Thank you.
Is being celebrating the centenary of a versatile leader with a patriotic outlook, architect of modern society with Gandhian and Vallava ideology, who is none other than Padma Bhushan Arutchelvar late Mahalingam Iyer, whose vision on higher educational institution is a college is a temple of wisdom, seedbed of character, training ground of democracy, model of discipline, nursery of great hearts, strong mind, good faith and willing hands. Hence, education has a pivotal role in harvesting the available resources to contribute to the prosperity of the nation. நூறாவது முறை சொல்கிறேன். நூறாவது முறை எனக்கு பயக்காட்டு ஆயிடுச்சு. But this vision is more relevant to this meeting since we have Mr. Karthik in our midst. Just now I came to know he is the product of Pollachi Higher Secondary School, undergoing vocationalized course. Vocationalized course. He got second rank in the vocational stream of the stream. First rank in the school level. After completion of the +2, he got degree at the mechanical engineering at the Park College. Now he is entrepreneur. Now he is entrepreneur. சொல்லுவாங்க நம்ம கிடைக்கிற வசதியை பயன்படுத்தி நம்ம வளர்த்துக்கிட்டு குடும்பத்துக்கும் சேவை செய்யணும், சமுதாயத்துக்கு சேவையும் தேசத்துக்கு சேவை செய்யணும். யாராவது எம்ப்ளாயி அந்த தேசத்துக்கு எந்த அளவுக்கு செய்யறது சொல்ல முடியாது. கிழக்க படிக்க வெளியில் படிக்க வந்தால் அது பயன். பட் ஈஸ் ஆல் த பையனோட கனவு நினைவாயிருக்கு இல்லையா? கட்டாயிருக்கு. ஏன்னா ஒரு மெக்கானிக்கை படித்து வேலை செஞ்சலாம். ஒரு inculcating among the students and the skill. The main objective of the is clear. Our man சொன்னாங்க, okay, this year what's the theme of the...
I welcome our department staff who are a bunch of protons, always supportive and always there to assist the students and advise them in unimaginable ways and help the students in the execution of their ideas and for successful completion of the program.
Scientists, you can think they are not scientists. Some of you may be a very scientist and some of you may be a very mature scientist in your life. Anyway, you are scientists. So this day is meant for us, our science. So we are in the classroom, we told that so as a science student, as a science professor, I will really insist that whatever you are doing, whatever you are thinking, you must be integrating. Because science is a highly integrated subject. So you cannot confine yourself to biology or botany or physics or chemistry because the things are integrated. The things are highly integrated. So without the integrated knowledge, your mind...
நிறைய பேர் உதவி பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. உதவி பண்ணாமல் நம்ம இந்த கொஸ்டினில் யாரும் பண்ணுறது போதில்லை. பேரண்ட்ஸ் அப்படிங்கும் போது எல்லாருமே வெல்விஷர்ஸ் மென்டர்ஸ் நிறைய பேர் இருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அவங்க எல்லாத்தையும் எப்போவுமே மறக்காதீங்க. அந்த நன்றி கடனோட இருக்கணும். ஸோ நம்ம எந்த உயரத்துக்கு போனாலும் அந்த நன்றி மட்டும் மறக்கணும். ஸோ டு ஸ்டார்ட் வித் எஸ் 12th அப்புறம் செகண்ட் வாங்க, ஸ்கூல் ஃபஸ்ட் வாங்க, வாங்க. ஆசைப்பட்டு எல்லாருமே அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி தான் நிறைய இடத்துல வந்துருந்துச்சு. தினமலர், தினத்தந்தி எல்லா இடத்துலையுமே வந்துருந்துச்சு. ஸோ அந்த இடத்துல எங்கள் அம்மாவுக்கு நான் நன்றி பட்டிருந்தேன். ஸோ அவங்களுக்கு அது அந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி அவங்களுக்கு நான் அமைச்சு கொடுத்தேன், அந்த பெருமையை. ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் நாங்கள் தான் இன்ஜினியரிங்கில் லாஸ்ட் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் எக்ஸாம் எழுதுகிறோம். 2006 நாங்கள் தான் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் எக்ஸாம் லாஸ்ட்டு. அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் எக்ஸாம் கேன்சல் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. ஸோ அதில் ஒரு நார்மலான மார்க் வாங்கி ஆர்கியோலஜி டெக்னாலஜியில் பி செக்ஷன். ஸோ அங்கே படித்தேமான்னு கேட்டால் படித்தேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் 2010